And that's why you should never use duct tape as toilet paper. Just kidding, that's not what this video is about. Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be going over my entire bug out bag for two reasons. One, it's finally complete. It can finally sustain me and my wife, 2 people, for 72 hours straight. The second reason is because I'm about to do a 48-hour test run on the bug out bag, making sure it is fully capable and I didn't miss anything. That being said, let's get into the video. So I've talked a lot about how having a bug out bag isn't really enough, for me at least. You may be different, but something that I extremely recommend is having an entire bug out kit. So for me, a plate carrier and a battle belt. Definitely recommend these 2 things because just having a bug out bag, you're not going to be able to defend yourself with what's in the bag. Yeah, you have an axe, a knife, whatever. You can defend yourself to an extent with those things. But with a plate carrier, you're bulletproof. And then with the battle belt, you're ready to fight. For me, on my plate carrier, I keep a lot of different things, which I'll get into later. Back here, I got my IFAK and my survival kit, fully set up to where if I don't have my bug out bag, I can survive with my plate carrier and my battle belt by myself. I can't sustain 2 people, maybe for like a day, but that's not ideal. Shelter really has 2 variables for your bug out bag. 1, what extreme conditions your region gets, and 2, how long you're planning to survive off of your bug out bag. There's really 4 options for shelter. There's emergency survival tents, which is basically just an emergency blanket, but bigger. And then you got, of course, your backpacking tents or maybe bigger tents. Backpacking tent is going to be more ideal for a bug out bag. And then you got tarps, which you can make one out of. And then there's actual natural made shelters that you have to find. I like to keep all 3 options in my bag because 2 of them are super compact. And then the backpacking tent, yeah, it takes up quite a bit of space, but if you're in an extreme condition, you're gonna need an actual tent. Of course, you can always find the natural one, maybe a cave, a big tree that got knocked over, or somebody left a car somewhere. Yes, the car is natural because it just got left there. What's nice about carrying shelters, they're not expensive. This is very cheap on Everlit Survival's website. You can find that in the description below. And then tarps, they're cheap. And then this guy right here, I got it from Walmart. It was 30 bucks. That is not that bad for an actual tent that you're going to be carrying around. And I did open it up and check it out before I'm using it, and it seems pretty sturdy. Now that we're done with shelter, let's move on to food. In this bag right here, I have 72 hours worth of food for 2 people. And then I also have the emergency rations just because it's so compact, might as well throw it in there. My food supplies is ReadyWise freeze-dried meals. These things are awesome. There's 4 servings in a pack, which I'm considering each person eating 2 servings each meal because they're such low calorie, but that does mean that you can split them up into maybe a 6-day food ration if you really need to. These things are awesome, simple to use, and they're really good. I've tried a couple of them and they're awesome. ReadyWise is literally all I'm gonna be eating for 2, maybe 3 days straight on this trip. Next is water. You wanna have as many options for getting clean drinking water as you possibly can. I have 4 options for drinking water. Of course, one of them is limited, and then the other ones I need to find a water source for. So we've got water purification tablets, water filters, and then boiling water. You can always use these in conjunction with each other. I'm probably gonna be using 2 at a time, maybe 3 if the water is really bad. Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Membrane Solutions. Membrane Solutions is going to be the main provider for my clean drinking water on this trip, and it's going to be staying in my bug out bag, most likely after it. I'm going to be using their 6-liter gravity-fed water filtration system using this basically life straw right here. Also has a couple other uses with it. You can hook up water bottles to it on both ends and use that as a gravity-fed system, or you can also use this little adapter right here to get a little bit bigger of a water bottle attached to it. I also have 2 of these little 32-ounce water pouches that I'm going to be using on the output end of the gravity-fed system. You can also straight up just use this as a life straw itself, drinking directly from a water source. If you're going to be getting a water filter for your bug out bag, do it right. Go to Membrane Solutions and get something that has multiple uses when it comes to filtering water. The link is going to be in the description of this video, so go check them out. Now for boiling water, I like to use a canteen cover like this because it fits over my canteen perfectly right here. And then it goes in my plate carrier side pouch right here. And then I can always just drink water out of it. And this pot right here barely takes up any space. Now, let's talk about hygiene. You're going to want to be keeping a bar of soap, some toilet paper, some rubber gloves, maybe some toothbrushes and toothpaste, and then extra sets of clothes. One extra set of clothes per person is going to be fine. Now, I have this little life hack or bug out bag hack. You vacuum seal your clothes like this, and they are very, very compact. This is a whole t-shirt. That's a whole t-shirt. This is an entire pair of pants, like sturdy tactical pants, and it's as big as my hand. Love this little hack, and it saves so much space. Not only does it save space, it also keeps your clothes dry and clean. No water, nothing is getting in them. Electronics. This is a very important part to have in your bug out bag. You want to have flashlights, a hand crank radio, a solar power bank, a handheld ham radio, and then whatever else you see fit. I like to keep the radio, the power bank, and one flashlight in a little Faraday bag like this. This will protect you from an EMP. Along with electronics, you've got lighting, of course, flashlights, headlamps, and then some glow sticks. These can be used to mark your location if you're hurt somewhere, or just use as light in something like an EMP. I got this solar panel power bank right here from TRS Survival. Love this brand. They sent me a lot of good stuff. That's where I got my battle belt. Go check them out. I'll also have this link in my description as well. But this solar panel power bank right here can save your life if you need to, say, like call somebody with your phone but it's dead, make an emergency call, charge a flashlight or something like that. You want to have something like this that you can power off of solar. Of course, handheld communications. Baofeng is going to be your cheapest bet, and they have great quality products for a good price. I'll have that linked in the description as well. Now we're going to be getting to more miscellaneous items like ponchos, survival blankets, and then my little toolkit right here, and then some different stuff over here. First off, survival blankets and ponchos. Everlit Survival has some really good quality ones. They've got the gold ones, which get a little bit hotter than the normal silver ones. I also got my bug out bag from Everlit Survival. Check them out, linked in the description as well. You want to have things like this to protect you from rain and then very cold environments. Or maybe you just dropped into a frozen lake. You're going to need this to get warm. When it comes to heat and fire, I like to keep some little heat in a cans because these you can be more discreet than fire. Also, they're more compact than like butane stoves and propane stoves. Each of these will burn for 4 hours with a steady flame that you can boil or cook food on. So for those reasons, heat in a can is my preference over fuel heat sources. Along with miscellaneous items, there's one thing that you want to have, a knife sharpener, so then you can maintain all of your blades. You can even use them on axes and saws. Make sure you get a knife sharpener in your kit. Now my little miscellaneous toolkit right here, I love this thing. I've got a bunch of different stuff in it. I'm going to move it out on the table right here so I can show you everything that's in it. So in here is where you put anything that's smaller that'll get maybe lost in your bug out bag, and you want to be able to pull this out to get quick access to it. So we've got compasses. I always keep 3 compasses in my bag because I never know if one's going to break. I want to have a couple other options. I also have a 4th one, a cheap one on the end of my survival shovel. So make sure you got multiple compasses. And then I've got some medical tape, a little multi-tool right here. I've got a sewing kit, some really thick zip ties, a whistle, eating utensil, paint pen. Also keep a Sharpie somewhere in your kit. I've got one on my plate carrier, and then zip ties. Of course, I can always add stuff to this as I go, and they're all together organized. I've also got duct tape and paracord, 2 of the best things that you could ever put in your bug out bag. You can do anything with these. Then we got the other compass, fire starter, and then a bunch of trash bags. The reason trash bags, you can use them for so many different things. It's stupid how many things that you could use them for, and you don't even think about it. Next up, you got tools. I see 3 tools as an absolute necessity. 1 knife, 1 hatchet or axe, and then a saw. Everything else is just preference. I've also got this multi-tool right here, survival shovel, and then I have several fixed blade knives on my kit. The knife that I'm going to be taking actually isn't in my bug out bag. This is my everyday carry knife. It's from TRS Survival as well. It is a 9-use knife. I'll show you guys that in a second. It is a 5-use knife. Of course, we've got knife, and we have a flashlight right here, and this does come out. It's held on by a magnet. And then on the back right here, that's a little ferrule rod, and then we have a seatbelt cutter, and then a glass breaker. Great knife to have as an everyday carry knife. I highly recommend this knife. I love it. A lot of people have an issue with how I use cheaper tools when really this is my first complete bug out bag. I can upgrade as I go along. Once you have the basics, you can get basics for cheap. Then you can start upgrading them. It's better to have a cheap tool than to not have a tool at all. Some other tools is a fishing rod. I like to use a telescope collapsible fishing rod, and then I have a little fishing kit. Don't go and buy a pre-made fishing kit. Make one yourself for what is in your area, because each region has different fishing, so build yours to your region. I'm only going to be taking 2 of these. I was just respooling this, so I had it right there. You can also use a handline fishing rod, which isn't a rod, it's literally just a spool of rod that you toss, but I've had way more success using fishing rods than handline. Next up is pew pew stuff. So I've got this, which is a bunch of different kinds of pew pew seeds, and then of course I have the 2 that I'm going to be taking. I'm going to be taking a .22 rifle, and then my handgun, which is right here. I usually only have 2 boxes of 50 in my bag, but we're going to be doing a little bit of target practice, so I'm going to be taking 3 extra. And then the reason that you have the bag with random calibers in there is because if you ever find one and you don't have the stuff for it, well, you do have the pew pew stuff for it. There are 2 types of books that I always keep in my bug out bag. It doesn't have to be these 2, but you want to always have some sort of survival book because it has so much different information in it, from knots to different skills. Whatever, you're going to have it in there if you don't know how to do it. And then second, a road atlas or a map. I like to have a road atlas because it has every single road in the entire country. If for some reason I need to make a cross-country trip without a GPS, I've got this here. It would also probably be good to have a map of your region so that then you have more in-depth of roads that aren't really known as well. Now we've made it to the body kit, the carrier and the battle belt. I'm going to take these down, clear off the table, and show you guys these. All right, so we've got everything down and laid out. First, we'll talk about the battle belt. So in here, it's pretty simple. We got handgun, mag pouches, which I don't have any extra magazines. We've got the gear pouch. This is what I keep in my gear pouch. Note pen and pen. You should always have a note pen and a pen in your bug out bag. Flashlight, lighter, some emergency water, and then a little headset for the radio. And then we've got a tourniquet, pepper spray, and that's pretty much it on the battle belt. You can always put anything you want on it because it has molly hoops, fully customizable. On the plate carrier, you've got the radio, fixed blade knife, 2 magazines in the magazine pouches. This is where I keep my multi-tool, and then I've got my daily carry knife right here just to put it there so I don't lose it right now. And then we've got flashlight, a couple of little patches, you know, customize it, whatever. And I'm about to show you guys what's in these guys. The black pouch is the survival kit. We've got a glow stick, some snacks, some ReadyWise food, lighter, fire starter, pocket knife, and then we've got a little bit of paracord in there, and then emergency water, poncho, water filter, and then we've got a bunch of meds. And here I've got your basic ibuprofen, Tylenol. I've got some diarrhea medication in here, some naproxen, and then also some Dayquil. Then I've also got a 3-day supply of antibiotics in here in case if I get injured and I'm stuck somewhere for a while and I actually have to use the survival pack, I can start taking my antibiotics so I don't get a infected wound. On my IFAK or in my med kit, I've got some pretty basic stuff and then some other cool stuff. Another tourniquet, so I've got 2 total on the whole kit. Bleed stop, chest seal, some more glow sticks. So I think that's like 6 total in the whole bug out kit. Emergency blanket, and then a bunch of gauze, tape, some gloves. And then we got trauma scissors, safety pins, tweezers. Maybe I'm picking out some bullet fragments or something. And then Band-Aids. Band-Aids are more for if somebody else gets a little cut or like a little kid falls down and scrapes their knee. We can give them a little bit of comfort with a Band-Aid. And then some other basic stuff. This right here is pretty cool. It's a esophagus breathing tube. And then we got more gauze. So pretty basic. You can really customize your IFAK however you want, or you can get a pre-made one. And then we've got leather gloves on a carabiner, and then the canteen pouch, and of course it has the little tin can in there for boiling water. Then when it comes to firearms, you have a very wide variety of things that you can have. For me, my wife would be carrying the .22, and then I would be carrying the AR. Now the whole reason I'm making this video is because I'm doing a 48-hour test run of this kit. I'm going to be recording the entire thing, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that video next Friday. I have a ton of other videos like this one, so make sure you guys go check those out. And please leave a like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, and thank you so much for watching.